Hello and welcome. The flight simulator covers the entire world. But is it also possible to explore the most remote and inaccessible places on Earth? Let's test it out and take a flight today to what are likely the most remote places. The Inaccessible Island in the South Atlantic Ocean. Formed from an extinct volcano, it is entirely surrounded by cliffs, some of which are 500 meters high. The cliffs themselves drop almost vertically into the sea in many places. The island is impossible to explore, and helicopters are not available as the nearest airport is 1,500 miles away. The combination of extreme isolation, endemic species, and a virtually untouched ecosystem makes the wildlife of Inaccessible Island unique. Welcome to South Africa. At a distance of almost 2,000 miles, this is the closest airport to our mysterious island. Cape Town International Airport is South Africa's second largest airport and is located about 20 kilometers from the city centre. Luckily for us in Flight Simulator 2024, it's a hand-built airport. This is where we begin our journey. For the long journey, we need an aircraft with a long range and fantastic low-level flight characteristics. A great opportunity to test the Airbus A400M Atlas from the developers of Airbus. It's free in Flight Simulator 2024. Let's see how well it's simulated. The aircraft has a Simbrief integration, which makes flight planning much easier. We log in to simbrief.com and create the flight plan there. We'll choose Cape Town Airport as our departure and arrival airport. We'll use the Atlas as our aircraft model, and we'll make sure we don't carry any extra payload. In the Selected Route input field, we can enter an additional waypoint. We take the coordinates of Inaccessible Island, which we found on Google Maps, and enter them there. Now, we'll reanalyze the route and then generate the flight. It will take us almost 8 hours to cover the nearly 6,000 kilometers in the Atlas, and we'll need to carry a whopping 38,000 kilograms of kerosene. One more look at the weather, and the journey can begin. We can now automatically transfer the Simbrief data to the aircraft using the iPad in the Airbus. Then load the calculated fuel into the aircraft via the payload menu, and that's it. InEbuilds offers a very good checklist and a detailed manual for the startup. I've included the links in the video description. However, if you've already used Airbus aircraft, you'll quickly feel at home here. All procedures and instruments are similar to those of a standard Airbus airliner. We turn on the battery and the external power supply and supply the Atlas with power. Then, as usual in an Airbus, check for white lights. We also press all the white lights on the overhead panel, such as the fuel pumps, navigation computer, etc. Then we activate the APU. While the alignment is booting up, we check the MCDU. On the Init page, we click Init Request, and all data from Simbrief is automatically transferred to the aircraft. Enter the data on the performance page and check the flight plan. Great! Our manual waypoint for our island is also perfectly entered. Just update the departure and arrival data and we're done. Now we just need to configure the autopilot panel, contact ATC, and we're ready to start the engines.
Ground Maple 7609, ready to go for the push again if you can get us up.
Maple 7609, your pushback is approved.
Okay, push through, thanks, 7609.
We'll start the outer engines first, then the two inner ones. This ensures aerodynamic stability and even distribution of the electrical and hydraulic load.
Ground 1 Southwest 2152, 30 seconds.
Southwest 2152, runway 1 via Bravo Alpha, hold short of 4.
1 via Bravo Alpha, hold short for Southwest 2152.
Now turn off the external power and APU, configure the lights, and we are ready to taxi.
Maple 7609, taxi.
Maple 7609, runway 1 via taxiway Kilo Charlie to hold short of runway 4.
Kilo Charlie, short of 4, Maple 7609.
Southwest 1991, cross 4, Montage.
Alright, clear to cross 4, Charlie, monitor tower, Southwest 1991.
Ground United 551, 816, ready to push hotel.
United 551, push approved, tail north on Kilo.
Approved tail north Kilo, United 551.
Ground Brickyard 5972, ready to taxi, spot 2.
Brickyard 5972, runway 1 via taxiway Juliet, hold short runway 4.
Runway 1 Juliet, hold short of 4, Brickyard 5972.
Tower, good morning, FedEx 11623 Southwest, info, request taxi.
FedEx 1162, heavy to air, runway 17 right, taxi via Mike.
17 right via Mike, FedEx 1162.
Taxi 5198 heavy, turn right at Gulf, left turn on the Alpha, taxi to park.
Wrong Gulf, left on Alpha, to the Falcon,
Our flight into the unknown will take approximately 4 hours. We'll have a bit of time to take a closer look at our Airbus Atlas. The Airbus. A400 Atlas is a versatile 4-engine turboprop military transport aircraft designed by Airbus Defence and Space, with its first flight on December 11, 2009. It was developed to replace older aircraft like the C-130 Hercules and Transall C-160, serving as a tactical airlifter with strategic capabilities for troop transport, cargo delivery, aerial refueling, and medical evacuation. As of 2025, approximately 124 aircraft have been delivered, with around 60 more on order from nations including Germany, France, and the UK. It can carry up to 37 tons of cargo and has a spacious cargo hold that can accommodate even heavy vehicles, helicopters, or 116 fully equipped soldiers. Its 4 Europrop engines, each producing 11,000 horsepower, give it a cruising speed of 770 kilometers per hour and a range of more than 9,000 kilometers, making it extremely versatile for long-distance missions. Perfect for our flight today. A notable feature is its ability to operate on unpaved runways as short as 700 meters, allowing access to remote or harsh environments. Its fly-by-wire system and contra-rotating propellers improve maneuverability, making it perfect for tactical operations at low altitudes. Spectacularly, the Atlas can refuel both fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters from the air.
670-20 heavy, turn right at Mike 2, Sierra Charlie, ramp control, company aircraft waiting to go.
The Airbus costs around $200 million each, slightly cheaper than its Boeing competitor, the C-17. However, its payload is also lower than the Boeing. The question is whether the European competitor to Boeing will prevail in the future.
November 5 Romeo Charlie, change to my frequency 132.42. 3242.
Tower FedEx 1728 heavy, visual 178. 0,000, wind 2014, runway 17 right, step takeoff.
Another 3 hours of flight time are behind us. Our instruments show that we are approximately 150 kilometers from our target. Time to leave cruising altitude and begin our descent.
4 Papa Kilo, Roger. 2 areas of moderate precipitation at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and they start at 5 miles, extend for about 10 miles. November 104 Papa Kilo, radar contact position check, oil altimeter is 29906, maintain VFR, stay altitude.
Papa Kilo is going through 4.1 for 4.5.
Although we're still 70 kilometers from our destination, something catches our eye. Another island with a huge volcano appears on the horizon. Our Inaccessible Island doesn't seem to be alone in the South Atlantic Ocean.
ExecJet 728, change to my frequency 132.42. 132.42, ExecJet 728.
The island's name is Tristan da Cunha, and it is the world's most remote inhabited island, located about 2,800 kilometers from South Africa. It belongs to the British Overseas Territory of St. Helena. The island is part of a volcanic archipelago dominated by Queen Mary's Peak, a 7,000-foot volcano. Its unique geography, with its rugged coastline and mountainous terrain, makes it an ecological treasure with diverse bird and marine life. Incredibly, about 250 people live here in a close-knit community. Isolation characterizes life. There is no airfield, and ships reach the island only a few times a year. Supply is based on subsistence farming, as supplies from the outside world are rare. The oceanic climate brings strong winds and regular rainfall, with snow on the volcano in winter. So if you want to escape from society, this would be the ideal place to live.
Speed 255, can we get another 5 right? Jet speed 255, deviation to the right of course is approved, and clear direct to Charlevoix when you're able and advised.
5 right is approved, direct Charlevoix when able and advised, jet speed 255.
We continue flying west, and after about 5 minutes we spot it. The Inaccessible Island, probably the most remote place in the world. Formed from a remote volcano, the Inaccessible Island is one of the most impressive places in the world. Its steep cliffs, some of which are 600 metres high, make it a natural fortress. Its remoteness makes it a refuge for unique animal species, including the endemic Inaccessible Island rail, the world's smallest flightless bird. It is likely one of the last untouched parts of the Earth. There are no natural harbours or entrances. Very few explorers have ever set foot on the island.
X1420 Heavy, turn right at Mike 2, Sierra Charlie, call ramp control there. 2 Sierra Charlie, we'll talk to ramp, thanks, X1420 Heavy.
OS 4252, deviation left approved, clear direct Pinto when you're able and advised. Who else called? November 5 Romeo Charlie, clear direct Foxtrot, Quebec Delta.
Turn direct, thank you sir, 5 Romeo Charlie.
Although the scenery hasn't been remastered by Microsoft, I have to say that the remote island chains are well represented. The fuel gauge tells us it's time for the return flight to Cape Town.
If you'd like to call Minneapolis Center 8 for advisories, frequency change approved. Over to center, thank you, good day, 5 minutes. Good day.
The return flight takes another 4 hours, but now we finally see the African coast. Now it's time to test the InnyBuild's Airbus a bit. What's its maximum altitude in the flight simulator? The Airbus performance chart lists it as 40,000 feet. Let's see when it falls from the sky. At just over 40,000 feet, the autopilot disengages and we reach critical speed. We go to manual maximum thrust and try to gain a few more meters of altitude. It stops at 40,500 feet. We can't get any higher. It fits exactly with the performance charts. Now let's descend to 10,000 feet and simulate an engine failure. Airbus says it can maintain level flight with only 2 engines operating, thanks to its robust design and advanced flight control system. Airbus calls this capability engine failure performance and is part of its flight envelope protection system, which ensures stability and control at reduced engine power by automatically adjusting flight parameters. Having reached 10,000 feet and leveled flight at 250 knots, we now switch off 2 engines. As expected, the Atlas remains stable in the air and maintains speed despite 2 engine failures. Now let's simulate the failure of 3 engines. Normally, the Airbus would no longer be able to maintain its altitude. No change. The simulated Atlas maintains its constant speed and altitude even with 3 engine failures. Perhaps the InnyBuild's flight model needs some improvement. But since it's free, we'll overlook that. We're now cutting all 4 engines. The behavior is as we know it. Within seconds, the power fails and the speed drops dramatically. We reach a stall and fall from the sky. We free ourselves from the stall, engage the APU, and start the engines. It's time for the approach to Cape Town. After almost 8 hours, our journey comes to an end. In summary, the free flight model from InnyBuilds feels good. Almost all functions are simulated. While the flight model isn't quite perfect, it's provided to us free of charge. Have you tried the Atlas yet? What do you think? Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great week and a safe landing.